Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sebastian. Welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And folks, we got a crazy show. I may go off in today's show. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. And be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. Make sure y'all follow me there. So let's get into this topic here. So I have done everything in my power to steer clear of this topic. Y'all know Kobe Bryant is my favorite player. I've been going at people who've been disrespecting Kobe now for years, right? To the point where now it's almost like as if I'm getting numb to it. But there was some comments that were made recently on ESPN First Take where Stephen A. Smith invited Tracy McGrady, Jay Williams, Gilbert Arenas, I forgot who else was there. I think that was it in terms of players, to discuss LeBron's ring culture comments. And during the discussion, Tracy McGrady then takes the conversation to, if you replace me with Kobe on that Lakers team, you don't think I have what it takes to win a championship? Gilbert Arenas is over there co-signing them. Stephen A. Smith ain't say nothing. They're having a kumbaya moment. And as that was going on, Kobe fans were just sitting back in the cut like, yo, this is crazy. So a lot of Kobe fans went to work. Even people that were not Kobe Bryant fans started calling out the crazy disrespect, right? So yesterday, a show on Gil's Arena got published. And, it was crazy. And I'm not the one over embellishing the title here. Even they themselves did it. And it has a title. They wrote the title, Swaggy P finally snaps on Gil for becoming a Kobe hater. I didn't say that. That's not my title. That's their title. So I click on the video, and it's about a 12-minute video. And folks, let me tell you, when I say all hell broke loose, all hell broke loose. Gil and Kenyon Martin and them were going on there. Shout out to Ron Artest. He was on there. Meta World Peace, was on there. And at one point, Nick Young just lost it. Brandon Jennings was with him. But Nick Young lost it, and he started going off on the entire panel. And I was like, this is what happens when the disrespect becomes too much. Take a listen to what the exchange was here and listen to Nick Young. Take a listen to that there.
This is Meta. Can you tell me?
This is loser talk.
Can you tell me exactly when Kobe had 3 rings and T-Mac was doing what T-Mac was doing? What were we saying again?
In that era. And it was about 3 years where everybody was saying they didn't know who was better.
They didn't know who was better.
It was just in that point in
They
time.
act like I was not there and I was not in the locker room and we was having these discussions and one was 3 rings.
This is Jesus.
Right. They act like I made it up myself.
You act like you came up.
They act like I made this up.
That's fine.
It wasn't my opinion. He came on here and said the same thing. And y'all want to argue with the there.
It is amazing these days, right? Rather argue like
instead of listening.
You niggas will always think y'all right. You're not right. We were there.
I don't have to agree with you. I don't have to agree with you. I don't give a I don't have to agree.
What is your take? No, you are wrong. You know, we're there.
Damn.
We're game planning.
I gotta agree with you, my
You don't have to.
You're not right. Shut the That's nerves,
Okay, how about that?
Damn.
In 2002, from 2002, you tell us.
Thank you.
Y'all not right. Let's go.
We're not right, and we were there, and we're game planning, we're talking, we're guarding these 2 men. We're not right.
I know, he bust y'all
Now
ass.
you tell us what was being said. How about this? What was being said in 2002 then? Since we're wrong, tell us what was being said in 2002.
I don't know. I was
Then shut the
Kobe fan.
I don't give a
All I know about what Kobe was doing in LA.
If you can't give me an answer then, and I ask you a fucking question, then
It was
shut
a go.
the
It was a go. All I see was
I'm
niggas with
asking you
afros.
a question.
All I see was
In
niggas with afros out here.
2002,
All I
can
see
you
was
tell
parade.
us what was being said?
The parade, at the
Can
parade,
you
they're
tell
like,
us?
Kobe's the
I
best
hate
player.
you that got opinions, and then
I
you
didn't
don't
hear it.
have
T-Mac and
an educated answer.
T-Mac and Kobe. I heard Kobe at the parade.
I'm asking you an educated question.
I didn't hear, T-Mac would have been Kobe.
Educated question like a in 2002, when he had 3 rings, can you tell me with your educated self what was being said about T-Mac and Kobe? since we're wrong, what was being said?
I just heard.
I know you don't fucking know.
Kobe and
you ain't even got that.
Nobody was talking about it. It was always that one, Kobe or Shaq. Who was better?
So that's what you found. That's all you heard.
That's all we heard
in middle school.
That's all I heard. Kobe and Shaq win the championship.
In middle school. Now, what did you hear in 2002 as a professional basketball player playing against Kobe and T-Mac? Let's hear what because we know what y'all heard in middle school from the LA
it was definitely harder to guard Kobe personally. But collectively, I mean, it was games where T-Mac would go to work too, but when I was guarding T-Mac versus Kobe, it's a different player. You know, I mean, they had similar moves, like they both could spin right, they could fade right, they could fade left, but collectively, what people were saying, it was an era and point in time where nobody really knew at that point in time.
And one had 3.
I'm not saying that, just at that point in time.
Sounded like it was a lot of haters in 2002.
Oh, no,
I'm just going emotional.
No.
We're just telling you what was being talked about. These offended what was being talked about in 2000. Man, these Legos going on. They don't know what the
they had a harder time with Kobe.
Y'all
Legos.
So you heard what Nick Young had to say. Folks, it was so bad. After the game, he even took to his Twitter to say the following. And I want to show it to you. I don't know what Kobe did to these N-words. Nick Young is in disbelief that this entire conversation was even happening. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, hey, Charles, man, weigh in on this. And I've tried to stay away from it, but today I think it's time to weigh in on this conversation. Let's keep it a stat. What I have noticed is that a lot of these NBA guys are now using Kobe Bryant as a proxy to try to make themselves look bigger than what they were. So what they're doing is, well, Kobe was great, but he really wasn't all that great. And if you look at how great I was, I mean, Kobe's great, but I was great too. So if you try to diminish Kobe in various ways and put yourself in situations like that, what does it do? Not only does it diminish Kobe, it enhances you. So now you're trying to create an environment where it's like, yeah, we were all kind of on the same level, when in reality, it was not. When in reality, it was not. Let me tell you, 99% of the people that are talking about Kobe were not in the same universe with him. 99% of players talking about Kobe were not even in his stratosphere. They simply were not. They simply were not. If we're going to be honest, the players that have been on Kobe's level since Jordan retired, Kobe came in, Kobe left, and if we're being honest, they're very few. You got Jordan, you got Kobe, you had Duncan, you had LeBron. That's it, folks. Literally, that's it. Nobody else really. Nobody. So all of these other dudes y'all hearing out there talking all of this and yapping that, they was not on his level at all. Don't get it twisted, son. They were not on his level. Those are the facts. Those are the facts of the matter. They can go up there and try to rewrite their history and make it seem like they had greater careers than they actually did. The fact of the matter was, they simply were not on Kobe's level. Let's get to T-Mac, who was one of my favorite players growing up. And I used to watch T-Mac like everybody else, saying, son is incredible. You could make a legitimate argument that Tracy McGrady had more raw talent, latent talent, than Kobe Bryant. But let's knock it off with the nonsense, bro. People bring up the fact that Tracy McGrady was injured. He did deal with some injuries. But when Tracy McGrady became an all-star, do you know what year that was? 2000. From 2000 to 2007, Tracy McGrady was a 7-time all-star, 2 all-first teams, 2 all-second teams. Okay? He led the league in scoring 2 times. Most improved player. Do you know what you don't see on this list here? While all of that was going on, do you know T-Mac never even sniffed one all-NBA defensive team? Are you aware of that? Are you aware of that? Let me give you what Kobe was doing at 2000 to, let's say, 2007, 2008. Kobe had won 3 championships. Okay, 2008, he became the MVP. He was an all-star all throughout that period. He was an all-NBA team basically from 2002 to 2004, then 2006 to 2013. And he was on an all-second NBA team. So he was either first team or second team all throughout that period. Then he made first all-defensive team. 2000, 2003, 2004, then 2006, all the way to 2011. So yes, T-Mac could score, but Kobe Bryant was better. But then I decided to take it a step further because I'm shocked to hear those words come out of Tracy McGrady's mouth after we sat down and watched T-Mac and Kobe Bryant sit on an interview together talking about how Kobe elevated his own play. Those were T-Mac's words, not my words. So the guy that you spent time with that helped elevate your game, you were on the same level of him? How would they do that at? Where did that happen at? But then I took it a step further. I wrote the following on the channel, our community board. I said this. The fact of the matter is, since we want to play this replace if not, if you put Kobe Bryant on that Rockets team that featured Louis Scola, Yao Ming, Ron Artest, Rafe Alston, Battier, all of these guys, and you replace him with T-Mac, they're getting out of the first round, son. They are getting out of the first round. We cannot have a serious conversation about Kobe Bryant with players that never even made it out of the first round. This is beyond absurd. At a certain point, there needs to be a standard criteria before we even begin. These guys yapping about Kobe either never made it out the first round or were never the play. This is a fact, bro. This is a fact. I was a huge NBA fan back then. The entire NBA couldn't believe a dude like Kobe Bryant existed. The NBA stood still the night he scored 81. They stood still. People were stopping what they were doing. Everybody was calling, "Why, you seen it? Are y'all seeing it? Are you seeing what's happening right?" Why were they doing that? Because they were witnessing a guy score 81 points in a game when teams were averaging about 102. We were witnessing a guy that would score 50 plus points 4 games in a row and outscore an NBA team featuring Dirk Nowitzki and all of these other guys, outscoring them in 3 quarters. What are we talking about, bro? Kobe had 63 or 62. The Mavs had like 50-something in 3 quarters. What are we talking about right now? And the problem is, these guys don't have a point because we saw Kobe's full career. You're talking about, oh, well, he had Shaq. How many more rings did Shaq win after he played with Kobe? I think it was 1, right? How many rings did Kobe win without Shaq? I think it was 2, right? Didn't we witness Kobe go to 3 straight finals without Shaq? So what's your point then? Or matter of fact, let's switch it around. If you put T-Mac on that Lakers team and sent them to the finals versus the Celtics and sent them through that gauntlet for that 3-year run, you do know Kobe beat more 50-win teams in that 2-year window than Magic Johnson beat in his entire career. Y'all aware of that, right? You're telling me if you put T-Mac on that Kobe team, they're winning? Yo, knock it off with this, bro. But I understand. This is the new come up. This is the new come up. You got players that were all-stars, slightly above all-stars, whatever you want to call it. They figured out the new hustle. I know now how I'm going to enhance my career. I'm going to say some crazy shit about Kobe, and then people will be like, well, you got a point. You got a point. Gilbert Arenas, who I'm cool with. And this ain't no diss, but you be adding to it. Gilbert Arenas recently put out his top 5 list of all favorite players of all time. Not favorite. His top 5 players in ranking. He had Jordan at 1, Kobe at 2, LeBron at 3, Magic at 4, and I think Tim Duncan at 5. A lot of people were shocked. Why were people shocked at that? Why were so many people shocked at Gil ranking Kobe that high? Do you know why? Because even though Gil says he's a Kobe Bryant fan, Gil has been attacked more for the things that he says about Kobe, and yet he's supposed to be a Kobe fan, which means that there's something you're doing, there's something in your rhetoric that is causing people to question if you're even a Kobe fan truly. The second reason people say this is whenever you look at these examples to diminish players, you never use this, you never do it with LeBron James. Your only example and target is always Kobe Bryant. You never use LeBron as a way to make these points. You then brought up the comments about Pippen. What? Excusez-moi? What? That they were talking about Pippen. When did Pippen ever average 29 in the finals in the playoffs when he was playing with Jordan? When did that ever happen? How much Pippen averaged when Jordan left that season? Won like 22, 23 points? How much Kobe Bryant averaged when he would stop playing with Shaq? Won at 35.5 points per. Yo, what are we talking about, bro? This is the disrespect. And you must know when you make comments like that, how it's going to come off. Putting Scottie Pippen in the same level of Kobe? Scottie Pippen is only relevant today because of Michael Jordan. Would we still be talking about Scottie Pippen had he not played with Jordan? Would we? No, we wouldn't. He would be like any other top 50 player that we know about that we don't talk about. But the question is, would they still be talking about Kobe after they play? He played? Of course they do. In fact, one can make an argument. Kobe's the best part of Kobe's career, the most impressive part, was after he stopped playing with Shaq. When he went through all of that turbulence and all, they had to find a way to ultimately win, improve as a leader and all of that, to learn how to bring people along and all that, ultimately found a way to win. Ultimately. So T-Mac's comments are crazy. And the easiest way to understand that is, if you put Kobe on that Rockets team, do they get out of the first round? We all know the answer. And now all of a sudden, hypotheticals seem stupid. Gil has gone off on his channel, on his platform. Oh, why are we arguing things that never happened? That's what you went up there and did by co-signing T-Mac's comments. And T-Mac saying that about Kobe is unbelievable, bro. It is unbelievable that you said that about that guy and that guy wasn't even here to defend himself. It don't get no lower than that. But what I'm saying is, y'all need to go find somebody else to play with. Go find somebody else to play with. None of you dudes was on Kobe's level. That's the fact of the matter. That is the fact of Gil. Again, I'm going to say, Gil, I'm cool with him. But when you were doing that video, but you scoring 60 on the, and I'm watching, I'm like, okay, I'm watching, I'm like, Gil, you having a moment here. And I'm like, okay, Gil, it's almost like as if you're trying to suggest that you and Kobe was on the same level. I'm like, you're taking this a little bit too far now. So I asked Gil. I said, Gil, could you lead the league in scoring and make an all-first defensive team? He said no. I said, could you, if they replace Kobe with you on that Lakers team, you beating the Celtics? He said no. I said, so knock it off. Knock it off, bro. Knock it off. You had a great game against Kobe. You had a great game. Kobe has more 40-point games than LeBron and Curry combined. Knock it off, bro. Knock it off. Y'all are taking this disrespect too far. But I understand to come up. I understand to come up for these NBA. I'm going to say crazy stuff about Kobe, and I'm going to put myself in the mix of it. And even Kenya Martin was like, oh, if you put me on, I'm going, no, you not. What are you even talking about? What are we doing? Next thing you know, they're going to say they're going to put the janitor up there. Man, if you put the janitor up there, he'd probably want to. Unbelievable, bro. Y'all don't even have the respect to trash people that are around to defend themselves. You dudes are trashing people that are not even here. And then some of y'all say that was your man. It's disgraceful. That's my thoughts.